do stuff. And I think it'll be so good for you and so big for you. And we're going to win. We're going to win. You know, we're way ahead of the guy. And, you know, he's interesting. It was very nice, actually. He called me.
We're going to win. We're going to win. We're way ahead of the guy. Also, I got to say, this is really funny because you know exactly who this temp is. It's not like sometimes when things get leaked and like you see an article or a news report or something where it's like an insider, a top tier, you know, senior White House official. And then you're like, oh, wow, I wonder who that is. And yeah, it could be anybody. And everyone's like, who's the mole? Who's in this case?
Don't really think this is going to hurt him that much, but only time will tell. So yeah, he's rolling with JD Vance, who is a demon. So yeah, good luck, America.
He most certainly is a diaper demon. All right, so Project 2025 is real. How is Nick Fuentes and the Groypers reacting to JD Vance?
JD Vance also has a non-white wife, an Indian wife, and a kid named Vivek. All his kids have Indian names. So it's like, what exactly are we getting here? And that's not a dig at him just because I'm a racist or something.
It's actually exactly that. The textbook definition. It's just one of those things where, like, if you were to look up and define it, there you are being prejudiced based on someone's racial qualities. That's what you're doing right now. The sentence that you just said, but not because I'm a racist. Literal racist. You just did a racism right there.
But it's like, who is this guy really? Do we really expect that the guy who has an Indian wife and named their kid Vivek is going to support white identity? Like, there's a white genocide going on in the world. White people are being systematically replaced in America and Europe through immigration and to a much lesser extent.
Canada's doing awesome in that regard. Our numbers are going way up. Huge. Massive immigrant numbers into this country.
Due to intermarrying. This guy has a non-white wife and a kid named Vivek. This guy is going to be a defender of white identity? I don't think so. This guy's going to defend American identity? If he does, it's going to be no better than any of these other civic nationalists like Vivek Ramaswamy. How else could you countenance American identity if you have a mixed up family like that?
So they're not too pleased. The Nazis apparently simply don't want to play ball with JD Vance for racist reasons. I know it's surprising that Nazis would be racist. It's unfortunate.
Definitely spiraling. I got your fucking lines tapped. I swear that I'm dialed in. First I was arrested, so where's the proof of the trial then? Where's the paperwork of the cabinet is filed in? 1090 Jake with a
phone call between RFK Jr. and Donald Trump just leaked. Donald Trump, we're going to win. RFK Jr., yeah.
I agree with you, man. Something's wrong with that whole system. And, you know, and it's the doctors you find. Remember I said I want to do small doses. Small doses. When you feed a baby, Bobby, a vaccination that has like 38 different vaccines, and it looks like it's meant for a horse, not a 10-pound or 20-pound baby. It looks like you should be giving a horse this. And do you ever see the size of it? Right? It's this massive. And then you see the baby all of a sudden starting to change radically. I've seen it too many times. And then you hear that it doesn't have an impact, right? But you and I talked about that a long time ago. And anyway, I would love you to do stuff. And I think it'll be so good for you and so big for you. And we're going to win. We're going to win. We're way ahead of the guy. And, he's interesting. It was very nice, actually. He called me.
We're going to win. We're going to win. We're way ahead of the guy. Also, I got to say, this is really funny because you know exactly who this temp is. It's not like sometimes when things get leaked and like you see an article or a news report or something where it's like an insider, a top tier, senior White House official. And then you're like, oh, wow, I wonder who that is. And yeah, it could be anybody. And everyone's like, who's the mole? Who's in this case? Yeah. Oh, God damn it. Is that you, John? What are you doing? Nothing. Wait, why are you touching your phone? Don't upload that. No.
And he said,
oh, was it the brainworm? Was it the brainworm? It could be. Again, at this point, I'll believe anything.
how did you choose to move to the right? Just, so I guess that's, people say, if I was looking straight on, right? He said, I said, I was just showing a chart. I didn't have to tell him the chart was on all the people pouring into our country, right? But no, I just turned my head to show the chart. And something wrapped me. It felt like a giant, like the world's largest mosquito. And it was a bullet going right. You know, it was, what do they call that, an AR-15 or something? That was a big gun. That was
I knew he was going to brag about it, and I knew he was just going to be insufferable from here on out forever, too. It's just, no, you're always going to hear, like, I was so brave, can't believe it, totally dodged that bullet, dodged it so good, such a powerful weapon, most powerful, biggest, most powerful, so many rounds, I survived. You know, like that, you're going to, but like, it's nice to know he's already starting, like, behind the scene private phone calls, you know, just they say it's a big gun. Yeah, really fucking deadly one that almost killed you. But yeah, I guess no self-reflection there. Just absolutely, yeah. Apparently it's very effective. Yeah, it did kill a person.
pretty tough guns, right?
Pretty tough guns, right? You know, I don't know if Sam Cedar, who was recording earlier than me today, or other broadcasters, or Klinsky, or anyone has been like, I told you so. But like, look, you might dislike RFK Jr. because it definitely seems like he wants both Donald Trump to win and is happy with trying to help Donald Trump winning, I guess, in his own way. I'm not totally sure what's going on here. Very bizarre thing to hear him talking to Trump and being like, you know, we're going to win. And then him being like, yeah, and we're going to beat that guy. I'm ahead in all the polls kind of shit. But you could also, if you want to be worm-brained or conspiracy-brained about this, it could just be just you know, he's just agreeing because he's talking to a man who just had his life flash before his eyes kind of thing. Like, this is a, you know, a very profound moment in American history. So he's just trying to do the statesmanly thing. But whatever the reason, you can hate RFK Jr. for a lot of other things. Like, you know, the fact that he's a quack and spreads incredibly dangerous medical misinformation on a very large scale to, I'm sure, a statistically damaging percentage. That there'd be, if there was any way of quantifying the amount of people who have listened to his advice. A man that doesn't believe HIV causes AIDS, you know, you could start there. There's the whole him sexually assaulting his maid and then admitting to it thing. That's also not great. There's the racism, the fact that he believed that COVID was intentionally engineered to spare Ashkenazi Jews. That's profoundly fucked up. There's, like, again, I don't know if he did eat a barbecued goat or a dog or whatever that photo was. I mean, that one's on the, again, the list is quite significant. If you want to find a reason to hate RFK Jr., there you go. There's so many of them, right? They're like a fuck ton.
Our liberals, we all want a better country for our children.
Who is Amber Rose? She's a model. I think very notable for having dated Ye for a while. Were they married? I can't remember if they got married. But, like, I mean, I guess if you're hanging out with Ye, of all people, and having conversations with him on a regular basis and being able to, you know, tolerate him to such an extent that you want to have a relationship with him, then most likely it's not a complete shocker to find out that she's now speaking at the RNC.
But I'm here tonight to tell you, no matter your political background, that the best chance we have to give our babies a better life is to elect Donald Trump president of the United States.
She created OnlyFans? Actually? Is that true? If so, she's fucking loaded. Holy shit. I'm looking it up.
Now, you may be wondering why I'm up here telling you this. I'm no politician, and I don't want to be. But I do care about the truth. And the truth is that the media has lied to us about Donald Trump.
No, she didn't. You are incorrect. She has a OnlyFans page. That's very different.
I know this because for a long time I believed those lies, so I'm here to set the record straight. The first person I knew who supported Donald Trump was my father. I was shocked. My entire family is racially diverse, and I believed the left-wing propaganda that Donald Trump was a racist. My father said,
like, was it left-wing propaganda that had Donald Trump not give housing to tenants of certain skin tones? Was it leftist propaganda that Donald Trump wrote an article about the Central Park Five and published it in the New York Times, spent his own money calling for children to get the death penalty? Innocent children, too. Yeah, innocent black kids to get the death penalty. That Donald Trump? That's pretty fucking racist. The birther conspiracy stuff, that's all Trump. You know, that really fucking racist. He's pretty blatantly racist. Like, and then none of the things I've listed, by the way, are like only available in left-wing circles. You'll only hear it in the conspiracy side of the wacky left.
"No, he's not, Amber. What are you talking about?" And when I insisted, he said, "Prove it." So to prove my father wrong, I did my research and looked into all things Donald Trump.
Man, like every single time you hear a conservative start like a sentence that way, same thing with like Jimmy Dore, right? It's like, they told me something over and over, but you know what I did? I did my research. Like, oh no. Oh no. What weird, like, fucking Valium-addled mummy blog did you stumble onto in the dark recesses of the internet with, like, you know, old expired links and fucking, you know, typed out HTML code because they couldn't finish it in time? Like, no, I'm sorry. I don't consider that to be, like, a sign of, like, oh shit, what? Oh, you did your research. Well, you are now an authority on this subject. I'd like to learn more. Please, explain.
People have to do their research. I watched all the rallies, and I started meeting so many of you, his red hat wearing supporters.
Oh my God, do you remember Carolyn Borinsenko or whatever? She was like previous, you know, liberal Democrat, was part of a knitting circle, all that kind of stuff. She tells the exact same story when her now discontinued PragerU video. She went real off the charts, by the way. She went too hardcore right wing for PragerU. She's the one who also ended up talking about how, like, people who died in the Jews who died in the Holocaust chose that life, and that Hitler went to heaven. That's where she ended up. So that was at the point where even Dennis Prager's like, I'm taking you down. But fun fact, if you want to watch her old video, you can still see it because they forgot to take it down on Facebook. So it's still on Facebook, but they took it down off YouTube because, again, she was doing some pretty weird ass, you know, Hitler apologia there. But yeah, she had the same story. Like, I was told by all of my friends that Donald Trump's a racist, and I had to see for myself, so I did my own research. I went to the rallies, and everyone was so nice to me, and I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe how nice and friendly everyone was, and that's what made me decide at that moment in time that I had been lied to about everything. And then here we go down the rabbit hole of all the fucking weird right-wing conspiracy shit.
I realized Donald Trump and his supporters don't care if you're black, white, gay, or straight. It's all love. And that's when it hit me. These are my people. This is where I belong. So I let go of my fear of judgment, of being misunderstood, of getting attacked by the left, and I put the red hat on too. Thank you. Love you too. I never felt more free and more love for my country than I do now. I want to thank my father, who's in the audience tonight, for opening my eyes. He served over 20 years in the U.S. military. Thank you for your service, Dad.
That is baffling. Baffling. No, they don't. They want to eliminate LGBTQ plus people. They are very, very vocal about it. Yes, they're not secretive about it. They have been calling us groomers and pedophiles and saying to shoot your local pedophile for years now. Years. People who used to be like centrists and who used to like be completely cool with hanging out with like all sides of the political aisle. I like content creators because they're content creators. I don't care that they're super conservative. Even they've come forward and been like, it never used to be this bad. It never used to be where they were constantly like, there could be a mass shooting of a gay club where a whole bunch of LGBTQ plus people died, and all of them were like, well, you were groomers and pedophiles. What do you expect was going to happen? People were calling for wood chips. Fuck around and find out. Yep, that's what happened there. Like, that's, again, profoundly frightening and scary that they're that comfortable now, being that hardcore and that fucking malicious and evil. They're horrifying. Absolutely horrifying.
My message to you tonight comes from a humble place. The left told me to hate Trump, and even worse, to hate the other side, the people who support him. When you cut through the lies, you realize the truth. American families were better when Donald Trump was president. We were safer, wealthier, and stronger. A vote for Donald Trump is a vote to put money back in our pockets and good food on our kids' plates. Yes. Or, as Trump would say, it's a vote to make America great again. Thank you so much.
I mean, it's fascinating to
and the rockets spread glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flags were still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the free.
Incredible. Incredible. Yeah, I don't know if you saw that. That happened yesterday. Ingrid Andress singing the national anthem in a new interpretation that I wasn't fully familiar with. I'll show you a good Canadian equivalent.
Ladies and gentlemen, New Floors is the proud sponsor of the Benedictine Beans National Anthem. Please stand and remove your hands. Boo! For Canada, our home and native land.
I mean, he played through. He played through. He kept going, you know? It's about the grind. It's that grind set, you know? That was Sigma. That's the Sigma grind set right there, you know? And Matt Walsh has thoughts. So, oh God, fucking mucho texto. The fuck is wrong with you? These are the people who are always like, oh, the left can't meme. The left can't, they use too much text and facts and data and science. The left, they can't meme. It's like, Jesus Christ. Why do you have to fucking write it like this much? Did you have the time? This affected you this deeply? This is just the first one. And then another thing. Some thoughts on this Amber Rose thing, since it's apparently extremely controversial to say that the Republicans shouldn't give a primetime convention speaking slot to one of the founders of the Slut Walk. First of all, maybe Rose has totally changed and has had some kind of conversion experience. So that would be the saving grace. Has she been baptized and entered the light of the Lord, and then maybe you'll forgive her prior transgressions? There's no evidence of that. Only that she likes Donald Trump now. There are many examples of conservatives rallying around their new celebrity hero just because the person likes Trump, only to be humiliated and betrayed by that same person shortly after. This dude's like a serial rapist pedophile. I guess maybe that's why Matt Walsh has like such devoted loyalty. Like you're talking about this like he's a religious figure. You cannot have other false idols or other gods before Trump. None. Only to be humiliated. This has happened countless times. I've called it ahead of the time in nearly every case and been screamed at by conservatives the way you are all screaming at me now. Hopefully this is the first time I'll be wrong about something likely, but I highly doubt it. Second, even if there's been some kind of conversion, that doesn't mean you take someone who's been a conservative for 42 seconds and turn them into a mouthpiece for your movement. Again, how many times do we need to learn this lesson? A person who has been wrong about everything up until approximately yesterday morning needs to be learning and listening, not giving primetime speeches at a political convention. I feel like he's dancing a little bit around the concept maybe of like restorative justice, even though he doesn't know what it is, but kind of the idea that like, all right, so people can change and that's fine, and the door needs to be open. You know, he's gatekeeping right now is what he's doing. Gatekeeping and virtue signaling, both the things that he says are naughty. But at the same time, he doesn't want them necessarily to have the same platform or be as front-facing yet. They need to truly learn the ways of the Trump, right? Third, just to give you an idea of how new Rose's conversion is, if there's been one at all, it was just this past March that she praised the Satanic Temple for helping a lot of people by making sure they can get abortions. That was March of this year. She has not even pretended to disavow that point of view or any of her far-left views, apart from her dislike of Trump. If it is outrageous and offensive to suggest that a person such as this is perhaps not fit for primetime Republican speaker, then conservatism as a movement is in even worse shape than I thought. In conclusion, come on guys, what the hell? I guess he's never been asked, right? Has he spoken at the RNC? I'm just saying this gives off jelly vibes. I'm feeling a lot of jelly vibes here. The evolution from new conservative to conservative thought leader takes about 12 hours these days. I'm merely suggesting that perhaps it should be a bit longer than that. I have the entire modern history of the conservative movement as evidence to support my position. If a primetime speech, like, just shut the fuck up, he's still going. This was not enough. And if a primetime speaking slot at a Republican convention does not count as being presented as a thought leader, then what the hell does? I'm fine talking about this, but the intentional obtuseness is a bit annoying. Right? Donald Trump just survived an assassination attempt. Here we go. As he runs that senile vegetable whose own party has abandoned him. But the thing is that reality put the election over the top is Amber Rose. Brilliant. Republican political genius on full display again. And other people are like, we have to have a Big Ten. What are you doing? No. If you start judging Trump supporters, you need to register as a Democrat. Matt, if we don't talk to her audience, Biden's parasitic campaign, well, we need to take it's too big to rig. I like to ask the people who are slamming Amber Rose to explain to me what their plans are to reach out to a demographic of people that follow her. They can vote. The first introduction to politics. Like these are people with their eyes on the prize. Matt Walsh is in the Matt Walsh show business. I think ultimately that's his primary focus. And
secret bonus episodes as well as uncensored content. Go to patreon.com/The Serfs. This show is produced by Anna Loves Riley, Arian McCarthy, Cheryl Alvarez, Comrade Junkie, Doug Caddy, Everything Important, Hagbard Celine, Jimmy Sombrero, Multimondi, Omni, Political Puppy, Preston Kroll, Quiet 185, Riley and Anna, Roller Dragon, Cernicus, Stellar Gwyn, Sebastian Demel, Travis McClinton, Trincell, Words Greenwood. With additional support coming from all of these amazing human beings right here.